Uncle!
Oh, I'm not your uncle. This is my nephew. What are your names? Do you know who invented that little train over there? It was invented by a man called Ivo. And he had two nieces just like you. The oldest one, Sabrina, was always the first to climb on board the carriage when it was built. And today, those girls continue their Uncle Ivo's work. They build so many trains that they travel all over the world.
Where did you go?
I got off on the wrong side. Hello?
Hello.
Were you talking about these trains?
Yes.
Do they really make them in Italy?
Certainly. They're the pride of Italian industry. Dotto Trains, which is written on all the model locomotives, is the name of the company from Castelfranco, Veneto.
Uncle, we're going to go and play.
You're going to go too, Gianmarco. Go on. Ivo Dotto, who founded the company, invented a new market 40 years ago. His family has carried on with the business, spreading a style and a charming but practical way of transporting people inside parks, resorts, and historic town centres throughout the world.
That's interesting, really. I've seen these trains almost everywhere in Italy and also abroad. I never would have guessed they were made by an Italian company.
Oh, but they are. Ivo Dotto initially made playground equipment like carousels and seesaws. But it wasn't just a business to him. Ivo saw these things as ways of bringing children and adults together to have fun.
Was he a dreamer?
Yes, but with his feet on the ground, he was a very skilled engineer, and his imagination was founded on ideas of modern technology. So, in 1962, he began a new project that was both useful and imaginative, which was to build miniature trains with spark ignition engines that move on rails.
Seems like a brave project for the time.
Yes, you see, Ivo travelled a lot and was curious about absolutely everything. For years he travelled around the world collecting old machines and all sorts of different things. He loved clever and inventive ideas. And in fact, early on, he imagined having his trains go beyond the boundaries of parks to conquer new spaces, cities. And so he developed the idea of an articulated train on rubber tires that could move freely throughout public streets and circulate with ease, even in the narrow medieval streets of many Italian cities.
So then, these trains are not just toys.
Oh, no, not at all. When people step onto a Dotto train, they immediately smile like a child and have fun. But behind the facade of the brightly coloured cars, there is an extraordinary mix of hands-on experience and sophisticated modern technology.
So, inside these colourful locomotives there are real engines.
Oh, how could there not be? The trains are real transport vehicles that drive on normal streets and adapt to various work and recreational contexts. Dotto Trains has always committed itself to building silent, energy-efficient locomotives that rigorously observe environmental laws. It's no coincidence that all of their products are tested and approved by the stringent German TÜV agency.
And what do they run on? Petrol?
Well, there's a choice of petrol, diesel or propane gas. And there's also an electric version. In 40 years, over 1,000 trains have been made. Some of them one of a kind, but all made to meet the needs of the client.
This was my first ride. It's quite comfortable.
Yes, well, for products like these, technology is not enough. Everybody wants to travel comfortably, and safely too. There shouldn't be surprises when you're transporting children or adults. And so, robust and reliable materials are used, and attention to detail. This is how Dotto has made a name for itself.
But I can't imagine that South Africans would want the same train as, say, Finns.
The trains made in Castelfranco are always rich in personality. There are endless choices and a great deal of imagination to satisfy the different tastes of an international clientele.
That's true. The trains I saw were all different from one another. But now that I think about it, there is an unmistakable style to them all. You can tell they're made by the same hand. Your friend Ivo must be quite satisfied with his work.
Oh, unfortunately, Ivo is no longer with us, but his business philosophy hasn't changed, and it's perhaps even more efficient now thanks to Bruna Dotto and Francesco Carraro, who worked by his side. Currently, Sabrina Carraro is now the manager, and together with her sister Ottorina, they maintain the image of a family business in which intuition, creativity, and project development are the founding elements of a company at the forefront of its field.
What a wonderful story, like a fairy tale, but true.